So, Mark, did you see that picture of Zoltar laying out in the parking lot of Tacos El Gordo? I guess the people didn't like whatever his fortune was that he read for them.
I heard it's the actual one from the movie Big. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. Like it came from Tom Hanks.
I think you just made that up.
I did. What's more confusing, the fact that this just randomly ends up stuck on the side of the road, like on a fire hydrant, or that Tacos El Gordo had no line in front of it.
You know, miracles happen at Tacos El Gordo, but Zoltar, he's one of my favorites. This is sad to see, although it's perhaps one of the most Vegas pictures I've seen in a while.
Yeah. Who knows where it came from? It's so bizarre.
Mark, I have some good news for you. Circus Circus, they announced last summer that they were in the middle of $30 million in renovations, and that included their new food court, which has already been installed, a bunch of work on their elevators. They built a new pool as well, which doubled their pool capacity, but the outside of the building still looks terrible, right? No paint is faded, cracking everywhere. But Vital Vegas shared some pictures this week. Apparently, they're finally getting out, working on the paint and the facade. They said they're going to freshen it up, brighter colors, bring back those circus vibes, fresh from when the property opened in the 1960s. Good to see finally some work happening on the outside.
Yeah, it's definitely needed. Maybe Paris will get the memo and start taking care of their stuff out front. But no, it's been an eyesore for a long time. I mean, when they announced $30 million, you're like, really? That's it? I mean, Circus Circus needs a lot more than $30 million. But it's good to see, you know, the front facing thing, the sign, the tent, all that. It just, you know, you drive by, it doesn't make you want to stop there. So it's something that probably should have been done first out of everything that they're doing. It's the least exciting thing maybe for them. I don't know. You're adding pool, which is good for guests. Food court brings in money, so this is like lower on the list, but I would have done it first.
Yeah, their new pool is really nice. They also have that kind of mini water park over in their RV area, or their manor area. So, I mean, as far as pools go, you know, a lot of people don't talk about the pool there, but I think they have a good product. I agree with you, though, like what's bringing you inside. And we talked about Slots of Fun a few weeks ago, looking as sparse as it is. It has gotten some refreshment with that new bar and stuff, but it still doesn't, it's not a welcoming way. And a lot of people, I think, get to Circus Circus via Slots of Fun. I wish that they would just incorporate it all into one thing now, but the state of the building on the outside it's just terrible. So this is well needed. Want that bright pink, bright white. I'm excited, but $30 million to your point, not a lot, not the investment that maybe we'll see down the line. Hopefully, I mean, Phil Ruffin, not known to spend a lot, but you know, maybe this property will eventually get into the hands of somebody else. We do know Fontainebleau is opening up and Resorts World next door, so it's right in the middle of the action.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any money left over to fix the arcade. You know, every other machine doesn't work or is broken. Maybe we can bring in some new games and stuff. It's just sad when you walk around the Adventure Dome how much stuff is out of order and not working. So that should be an easy fix too. You know, hopefully they do something there.
I like the games there because they're the same games that were there when I was a kid in the 1980s. So it just brings me right back.
Off-road, you know? With the pedals and the steering wheel and everything.
Yeah. Well, also like the Midway games, you know, like the hammer thing where you'd hit the hammer and the thing go in, all the like squirting games where the camels go across the screen, all that stuff. So, or horses, whatever it is. I guess camels was at Luxor or Excalibur or somewhere. But yeah, I love those Midway games. They do need a refresh. The whole thing needs a refresh. So good to see that. Now, what's interesting is that right across the street, the Travelodge, which was built in 1952, is now up for sale. Now, of course, we saw there was two Travelodges on the Strip, one on the south end of the Strip, kind of near Harmon and Las Vegas Boulevard. That was bought by Tillman Fertitta and torn down just in the last year to make way for his new casino, whatever that is. And this one is for sale now too. 100 rooms. They call them renovated. 2 of them are jacuzzi suites, Mark. So, you know, that's premium right there. You get the lobby, guest park, and pool. So 1.77 acres altogether for $30 million. There is a large lot behind it, like a empty parking lot or lot. I thought it was always owned by the Travelodge, but apparently not, because this is only 1.77 acres. But Fontainebleau opening right up, so I could see this being prime real estate. $30 million a lot, though.
You know what's going to happen? The next CVS for Vegas will be put there. That's what, you know, maybe it'll be a Rite Aid this time. Maybe they'll switch it up.
No, come on. We need something interesting there. The interesting thing in the listing was that it put their 4 suites at a nightly rate of $82. This is the commercial real estate listing. And their 96 rooms at a $47 daily rate. So I don't know what that means. I'm sure they get more during really busy times, but I can't imagine when the Strip isn't full that a lot of people are staying there.
How long does it take take to pay back $30 million on a $47 a night? They probably have like a $50 resort fee attached to that. But yeah, it's just, I've never seen people staying there. I don't know if people do or how useful it is. It's, if those are the prices, it's cheap. I thought it was kind of funny how it looks like a house listing almost. Like, that's the feeling I get. You don't feel like a Travelodge type of thing on the Vegas Strip would just show up like a house listing with walkthrough photos and stuff. It's very, very crazy.
Oh yeah, that's LoopNet, which is where all the commercial real estate. I love looking through there. There's some fun stuff on that website, but we'll put a link in the description so people can check it out. Now, more Formula One news. Specifically, Bellagio released some details of their FountainClub, which is going to be this rooftop exclusive club within their grandstands. They also announced that the grandstand tickets have sold out. So that's insane. What did you say? They were about $500 for standing room only?
I think, and I don't even know if that was grandstand or what, and $1,500, I'm guessing, for grandstands. I don't know. Expensive. And it's kind of crazy that they sold out so quickly, but, you know, not unexpected, but just the fact that people are bringing this kind of money for this event is shocking to me. But I didn't know much about F1 before, so.
So the cheap $500 plus standing room only seats have sold out, and they said demand for the grandstands was spectacular, and those packages sold quickly. Guests will still have the opportunity to enjoy the race from the exclusive Bellagio FountainClub, which we believe provides one of the best viewing settings in all of sports, coupled with an overall experience to match. This is going to have like a rooftop viewing over the Formula One track, plus the fountains behind you, and then they're going to bring in chefs from all over their restaurants to cook for everybody. So they're going to have like different chef menus throughout the 3 days. Some of the chefs are Mario Carbone, David Chang, Michael Mina, Morimoto, so many crazy chefs. I don't know what it's going to cost, but it'll be fun.
They're trying to top Caesars.
Take my money.
They're trying to top Caesars with $1 million. I don't know. It sounds amazing. I just don't think, even if I was filthy rich, I don't know if I could spend that kind of money. I don't know. I guess I would. It'd be like $100 to me, but yeah, what a cool experience. Hopefully we get to see some video from it or photos when all this goes down. I'm sure that weekend is going to be just crazy, like people throwing up stuff on Instagram after they spent $10,000 so they can write it off or whatever.
Yeah, we couldn't see the exact prices for the Bellagio Club. They say to call them. I'm surprised they kind of missed out on a marketing thing like Wynn and Caesars with their $1 million plus packages. They should have done it, but I expect that with private chefs of that level cooking for you, rooftop exclusivity, I mean, you're probably in that price range or somewhere there. I don't even want to, I mean, this amount of money it just blows my mind, but so glad that I guess the casinos are getting rich, but it's bringing people to Vegas, helping everybody top to bottom. So excited for it. That concept art looks great of the rooftop and everything else, the updated concept art we saw. So good stuff there. Now, Mark, there is a new reality show coming to Las Vegas. Did you watch that reality show on HBO last year about Pahrump, the small town news?
No, I never did. I did watch what was the old show, like in the ranch or whatever? I think I watched an episode or two of that like years and years ago. So this kind of gives me that same type of vibes.
Yeah, so the Pahrump one was fun just because it was kooky Pahrump, but this is going to be the complete opposite. But you're right, HBO used to have that show in the Bunny Ranch, right? That followed the brothel and all the people inside the brothel. I think it was on HBO. Well, there's a reality show coming from Crazy Horse 3 Gentlemen's Club. It's coming to Paramount Plus, which is an interesting place for it to go. And they're starting filming next month. It's going to debut in 2024. So it's going to follow all the people in the strip club, from the entertainers to the people who run it, everything else. They describe it as Real Housewives for the adult industry. I don't know.
I think it'll be interesting just to see what the lifestyle is like and, you know, what their daily life is like, what kind of money they bring in, all that kind of stuff, what kind of stuff they have to deal with. You know, it'll be scripted and you know, a smidgen of truth in there with a lot of production, but I still think it'll be kind of fun. I think it'll do well. Yeah,
and it'll be a nice way for them to kind of highlight Las Vegas and this side of it, and I agree with you. It'll be interesting. I mean, it'll be an interesting thing nonetheless as far as following all the things and just the backdrops of the city. And as you say, the Real Housewives, just describing it that way means you're going to have a lot of drama, a lot of that sort of stuff happen. And, you know, that will probably be interesting for people who like those types of shows, but it'll kind of, you know, be a different setting that we haven't seen. And, you know, I don't spend a lot of time in Vegas strip clubs, so it'll be interesting to see the whole business aspect of it, the behind the scenes, and some of the crazy stuff that happens along the way. So I'll look forward to it. Yeah, so I guess head out there if you want to be in the reality show or try. All right, Mark, this is a little bit of a fun thing, just real quick to talk about. nachos. You got inspired, or you sent me a tweet talking about the nachos at Wynn, how they're maybe the best value there. I think either via room service or Charlie's. The steak nachos are apparently really good. And nachos are like a great comfort food, right? And there are so many different variations from like traditional or quote unquote traditional Mexican nachos to, bar nachos, stuff like that. I thought it'd be fun to kind of ask everybody out there, what are the best nachos on the Strip? I know for me, Peppermill has great nachos, and I've had them a few times, although I'm always kind of torn as to what to get there because I like a lot of stuff on their menu. Margaritaville, which isn't specific to Las Vegas, has really good nachos. But I was looking through my pictures when you sent this to me, and I don't have a lot of great Las Vegas Strip nacho pictures. I think a classic version of Vegas nachos would be Roberto's Taco Shop, which isn't a place you see on the Strip, but is all over the city. There's, dozens and dozens of locations. More of a traditional, I guess, again, Mexican nachos. So, I'm just throwing this out there. Got inspired. Tell me your favorite Vegas nachos in the comments. Mark doesn't like nachos at all, so I don't even know why you sent this to me.
Yeah, they're okay. And I just thought it was interesting because I've never really eaten at Wynn. A lot of stuff is expensive there. So I thought it was kind of cool to see something that's a good value. And it looks like you get a lot of steak on it. And I like that they use the nacho cheese. I hate when it's the melted cheese nacho. They're always dried and overcooked. And they even it looks like they give you a little cup of extra cheese to pour on top. I don't know if Vegas Stuffy specifically asked for that or what. But I think that's a great thing too, because you always eat the top layer and then there's nothing left. So having a little extra sidekick there is pretty cool.
I think the key to good nachos are multiple layers of cheese. And I actually like the ones that mix the liquid cheese with regular cheese. I like the melted cheese, but I don't mind mixing in a little bit of the liquid cheese as well. But that can be a problem. You get all the good stuff on top, and then you end up with a plate of chips.
We talked about nachos, and we didn't even talk about the trash can nachos or whatever they're called.
Oh, yeah, you do. You have Guy Fieri's trash can nachos. I should also say Victory Burger at Circa has some amazing nachos, which I'll throw up on screen. They're not cheap. I don't know. They're $20-something, and they're like chili. So they're not like traditional. So it's chili on top and stuff, but the taste is there. The portion is enormous. So yeah, good nachos. Let us know in the comments where else we should try nachos, because now I'm hungry. And Mark, let's end with this. Back in the day, when you're walking up and down the Strip, the casinos had these moving walkways that would suck you in.
Yes.
Right? They were one-way,
the best
moving walkways. Yeah, I mean, Caesar's Palace had one. Bally's had one. Bellagio had one. There were more of them. I think the only one maybe still left is Excalibur. Excalibur's is left there, but I don't think any of the other ones are still there. But the one from Caesar's Palace was kind of cool because it went from this rotunda out by the street, which is still there. And, it took you in there, and there were some dioramas, which honestly I had forgotten about. I was just watching a video on YouTube. I'll throw up some of a clip of it. And it was kind of a cool way to bring you into the casino. And it got taken out, I think, about 10 years ago. The rotunda has just been sitting there. There's some statues and stuff. The whole area is sort of rotting away. It's not maintained. It's kind of off on the north end of the property. So it just doesn't look very good. Finally, they announced they're going to take it out. Probably going to put Formula One grandstands there, I would imagine. Although when you look at the aerials of that, that's a pretty prime piece of land to maybe put something.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think of, what it used to be. It was all about getting you into the casino back in the day, and now they've said, hey, we can make some money off of those spots. Because I used to remember taking it up to Bally's back when it was Bally's, and man, I missed the one at Bellagio because that walk is just killer going around the fountains. It was always nice to have that coming in, and it just was cool that you wrote it in, but I understand they're outdoors. They're probably hard to maintain. I don't know if the ones are still indoor that connect like Luxor to Mandalay Bay and then over to Excalibur, like that walkway that has a whole bunch of them. I couldn't even imagine it going that. I know the tram's there, but it was always nice if the tram was down that you could hop on those. I'm assuming they might still be running because they're inside, but I haven't checked it in a while.
You also have moving walkways at Venetian, going over the bridge and stuff like that. The last time I was there, they were all shut off. So I don't know what the status of those are. I think the walkways you're talking about are still open. But yeah, it just used to be very common to get on a moving walkway. It would suck you in to the hotel. The Bellagio one, as you point out, that's interesting because that entire corridor is still there. They just took out the moving walkways, I guess, because expenses, the maintenance, the parts, all of that stuff. And we've even seen airports take them out, some of the older ones. So I don't know what the issue is, but apparently parts become hard to get, and the technology, to replace it is expensive. So sad to see that. It's kind of a cool little piece of theming, though, that rotunda out on the Strip. I mean, I like it. I wish they would have cleaned it up, done something with it. But since they haven't put any money into it, I guess it's time to get rid of it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think this was all before my time because I don't even remember seeing that or going to it, and it does look kind of cool. It almost looks like they had like a little waiting period for you to get in, like a ticket booth type of setup. That's what it kind of looked like in the pictures, which looked unique and something different. And this just goes to show, like, there's so much stuff theming out by the street that we just don't pay attention to anymore, or go through like the walkway to get into Mandalay Bay from the strip and all of that. And, you know, just take the time and go check those things out. And I'm guilty of it too. I don't walk by any of that. I just want to go from casino to casino, and I don't really pay attention to everything they used to do on the outside. And maybe that's why they don't do it anymore.
Yeah, it's sort of sad to think about this. The modern casinos are nice. They're built right out to the street. You got big signs and screens everywhere. But just the simple kind of thing, setting the stage, bringing you in to the casino with the moving walkway was really nice. There was parts of it that weren't nice, right? It was just like a hallway at some point before you got to the end. But it had windows, and it was kind of a cool way to get in. I don't have a lot of memories, or really any memories, of taking that moving walkway either. I have a lot from some of the other places like Bally's and Excalibur and Bellagio, but for some reason I don't remember it that well, even though it only got taken out 10 years ago, I think. So
yeah, and I said before my time, but I was there a lot before that. Yeah, I don't remember you. It was just where it was placed was kind of weird, I guess. I mean, you weren't really walking further past Caesars that much, so I don't know. It was kind of a waste maybe, but sad.
Yeah, I don't know that a lot of people approach Caesars anymore, or as many from the north, from the Mirage Treasure Island side. So that's really, I think, where you would hit it. Because if you're coming from the other side, you're already going to have gotten to Caesar's Palace, go inside. So I feel like it probably, as they built the property out more towards the Strip and expanded it and added the Coliseum and all that other stuff, it made less sense to have that because the property kind of made its way all the way out to the Strip anyway. So, yeah, let us know. Do you guys remember that show going in there, those dioramas, the moving walkway into Caesars? Are you sad to see the rotunda go? What do you think they're going to build there? I think that they could build some sort of an expansion on that piece of land, but probably not, right? Maybe some retail, or it just seems like a wasted piece of land once they take out the rotunda.
It is, but it's also like in a weird spot that I don't think gets a lot of traffic either. So maybe they can put a fountain for, more people to bathe in, like... Throw that video up right now. I just gave you the chance.
They did put up the Samsung store temporarily over the fountains a few years ago. And, maybe something like a standalone retail would do good right there. Although, do we really want something like that on the Strip to replace something like this? Probably not. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you think about that. The new Vegas reality show, everything else we discussed on this show. Just leave a comment. We'll discuss it there. If you like the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you receive notification whenever we release a video. We do 2 shows a week, Tuesdays and Fridays, and we will be back in just a few days with another one. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.
Have a good weekend, everybody.